Hello, welcome to our podcast, the completely unnecessary podcast. October 25th, 2022. That's Ian Ferguson. I'm Pat Contry. On the show today, we'll be talking about, I don't know, video game stuff. Early Smash Brothers footage revealed. We have a robbery of a game store, unfortunately. We have television Amico confrontation stuff. That's always fun. We have a Patreon poll topic. And your voicemails. We did okay, Ian. It's a little chillier. It's a little bit more fall weather.
We're hanging in there. I do love the chilly fall weather. It was warm in the afternoon yesterday, and then by about 5, I actually closed my front door for the first time. I
put the furnace on
this fall. Wow,
on Sunday night.
Okay, that's a little intense. I don't know.
Hey, it's true. Came back from Retropalooza, and it was on Sunday night. I'm like, this just is chilly. I said, this is furnace weather.
Whatever, weirdo. If you like being warm, that's fine.
No, I like to not have my nipples be so hard I cut a fucking ruby in half. That's what I want. Real quick, thanks to Retrobit. We didn't give them a shout out. After PRG, they gave us a couple of nice little goodies here.
I was actually very excited to receive the Avenging Spirit one. It's the first Game Boy release I believe they've done.
Re-release.
I would love to see more of the expensive Game Boy games get re-releases. This being a Jellicoe game, there are some other expensive Jellicoe games that I think could be ripe for re-release.
And they also gave us the re-release of Battletoads and Double Dragon. Very uncommon game.
Yeah, I love that they're picking these rarities to re-release for inexpensive.
Sure, I have full color manual, and you even get a little acrylic cartridge stand. So,
and I'll mention real quick, they do have the Valis collection, Genesis Valis collection, going up for pre-order today. I love that series of games. It's Valis 3, Cid of Valis, and Valis 1.
Sure. So thanks to them for giving us those goodies there. I went to Retropalooza this past weekend. I talked about how much I hate airports and flying on the exclusive podcast we do before this recording, patreon.com/podcast. But Retropalooza was fun. It was nice to be back with Norm, Pixel Dan, Gerard. We were hanging out.
That's a good group of fellas.
We love hanging out. We went to. We always go to Twisted Root, good handcrafted burgers and good milkshakes. and Andre. I went to Andre Meadows, Black Nerd Comedy.
Oh, he was there?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, excellent.
Andre usually tries to come out. We went to Cheddar's on Friday night. I'm going to tell you, I can't legally say that Cheddar's has fallen off, but they don't have nachos anymore. The prices got bumped up a little bit with the pandemic and inflation. And I was disappointed by that. And it just seemed like it lost its luster a little bit. But the waiter did give us an extra round of the honey croissants.
Wow. What a hero.
So Andre was all in his glory with that. Those are good. But then we go to the Twisted Root Burger place, and then literally a block away, block and a half, we walked to Free Play Arcade, which is one of the nicer, if not nicest, barcades I have been to.
Free Play Arcade, it's called?
Yeah. I believe they have 3 locations.
And this is Houston?
No, Dallas-Fort Worth.
Dallas-Fort Worth.
They had a good variety because it was like good proportion of they had about, I'd say 30 pinball machines, good amount.
Yeah.
Pinball machines from most 90s modern stuff like that the last 30 years.
Was it called Cidercade?
No, Free Play.
Literally Free Play?
Free Play.
Okay, where is it?
So they had a good mixing of the classic era, late 70s to we'll say mid 80s stuff. You got your Donkey Kongs, you got your track and field, they had a Budweiser tapper, things like that. Got your Galaga. But then they even had esoteric ones like Pot of Gold from these companies that just came up and were gone within a couple of years.
Right.
That's probably a game I've seen once in my life that I saw again.
Something like Bagman, which you see every once in a while.
Or they like a weird Taito maze game where you're a rocket ship, you're chased by missiles. It's incredibly hard. None of us could beat the first level. So there's stuff that you would almost never see. So I'm going to play that stuff because I've never seen it before. Besides NBA Jam, besides Ninja Turtles, besides X-Men arcade game, besides all this stuff, and and they had they had that modern vector graphics one that's a spaceship one. It's like a big 4-player one. I forget what that's called. You probably have seen it. And then of course you're gonna have DDR. Gerard's great at DDR. I'm awful. And then
got some pinball too.
And they even have like the hand ones where you tap the hands where it goes out in a circle, like the Japanese machines. And they had a bunch of upfront fighting games and candy cabs. They had about 10 or 12 of them. So I'd say almost the best proportion of types of games I've ever seen. And because of that, like you were almost never waiting for a machine as well. It was good. It was fun. So
they had Theater of Magic.
What's that?
They had Theater of Magic.
We didn't get a chance to play the pinball because it's less interactive. So me and Norm played NBA Jam twice. Norm, you got to bone up on your NBA Jam skills, buddy. You got to bone up on him. Just say that. I'm not going to yell at you like Stuttering Craig yelled at Chad when me and Lance beat him, crushed them 10 years ago at MagFest. But you got to do a little bit better.
What a weird little guy that one was.
Which was?
Not Chad.
Chad's fine.
Which one?
Chad from Screw Attack.
No, Chad is fine. The one that yelled at you.
The one that yelled at me from Screw Attack?
Yeah.
I don't remember when someone yelled at me.
No, you just said the person who yelled at you.
Oh, Stuttering Craig.
Stuttering Craig. Yes.
Oh, he didn't yell at me. He yelled at Chad because they lost.
Gotcha.
And Craig
I meant Craig.
Yeah.
Craig, not Chad. I like Chad.
Craig is super competitive.
I like Chad. Yeah.
And
he gets way too competitive.
Owns an NBA Jam machine. So it was me and Lance. And I'm pretty good at NBA Jam. I don't think he realized that Lance is actually really good at NBA Jam and I think owns the machine. So yeah, that video used to be up. It was like Retroware versus Screw Attack at NBA Jam. It's online, and it's good to see how upset Craig gets. But whatever. Anyway, that was like
that's what I meant. It was Craig. He's very, very competitive.
When you said little, I was like, no, he's tall. He's like 6'3".
Oh, I was just being silly.
Yeah, he's very competitive. You hear about this Happy Meal toys for adults coming back?
Yeah, I mean that was a few weeks ago, and I actually have one. But the important thing is that they are trying to scalp them now, apparently, and someone.
Scalp the entire meals or just the toys?
The toys.
Okay.
And I read something somewhere that said someone was trying to put like 3 sealed ones or 4 sealed ones online for $300,000, which is dumb. And I hate these articles that like portray someone asking an absurd price versus for things actually selling for an absurd price. One unopened toy from the adult Happy Meal is listed for $25,000, while another is trying to sell 3 for an insane $300,000. While those listings haven't received a bid yet, another auction did sell 150 toys in bulk for $2,400. That's obviously significantly less than the others, but at $16 per toy, it's still a profit next to how much each cactus plant market box costs.
So Pat Math, that's like, what is that, $18 each? What the hell is that? Something like that. It's not $20 each. That'd be $2,000 or so, right? Something like that. What is that, Ian? I don't know the math.
I'm looking right now.
20 to do the math. Whatever. So the point is that this is like Funko Pop plastic.
$16.
Like that was close, Pat Math. Funko Pop sort of stuff, plastic little dolls. You have why is there 4 eyes on
by that? Cactus Flea Market? I don't know. I guess that's their design thing.
What the hell is that?
I guess that's their design.
A 4-eyed grimace, 4-eyed hamburglar, 4-eyed whatever. What's the bird called?
Birdie.
And then what the hell is this? A McDonald's?
That's an old weird Ronald McDonald.
That's Ronald McDonald?
That's Ronald McDonald.
That's like Pac-Man.
I know. It's very strange. I know.
That's not Ronald McDonald. It's not a clown.
It's what they say.
They haven't used Ronald McDonald though in forever. Easily over 10 years. They haven't used Ronald McDonald as a mascot, I think. I think that's pretty much passé at this point.
Really? I haven't.
Don't think so.
Yeah.
I mean, have you seen the commercials?
No. I mean, I don't watch enough TV.
It's Cactus Buddy, and that's not Ronald McDonald.
Oh, okay. Cactus Buddy.
In what world is that?
I don't know. I thought that was just... I realized it doesn't look like it. I thought it was just some weird fucking attempt at Ronald McDonald.
It's not a clown. It's a yellow thing.
No shit. I'm aware. Just don't know who it's supposed to fucking cover.
It looks like the original Pac-Man on the box art, with where he looked like a I don't know, without the big pie mouth. I don't know.
Anyway, moving on.
I just think it's like this is just obviously for collectors, and I'm just weirded out that someone would get an adult Happy Meal. I would love it, but like without the scalping attached to it and the weird. I don't know.
Yes,
everyone likes a little, I guess, knick-knack.
All right. It's enough on McDonald's toys.
All right, Captain.
Yeah, that's me. this is interesting news. Every US PlayStation 2 game manual is now scanned in 4K. This is from Kotaku by Lovey Winslow. Yeah, that's just interesting. A game preservationist called Kirkland seeks to preserve that nostalgia for posterity by creating high-quality scans of the manuals of lore. He's just finished uploading his complete set of US PlayStation 2 manual scans. What's incredible to me about this is not just the time involved in doing this, but the fact that someone was able to access a complete PS2 collection. Because PlayStation 2 is really where like full set collecting just goes fucking stupid. Like there's just no one's doing it, I don't think. So that's interesting.
How many would be obscenely difficult to come by, you think?
There's a handful. There's definitely a handful of them.
Okay. A lot of it's sports trash, probably. Like a good chunk of it.
I mean, it has its rarities.
How many is in North America? I'd say over 1,000.
Yeah.
Like 1,500 North American PS2 games. Is it 2,000? I always forget.
I think it's like 13,000.
Not 13,000.
Or 1,300, sorry.
How many North American? 1,850.
Oh, okay.
Okay. I knew it didn't quite hit 2,000. I think with everything altogether is like well over 2,000, though, obviously. So 1,850, not counting variants. Entire collection is comprised of sealed first editions. Okay, so there's one collector that has them all. The only greatest hits titles allowed are ones that added additional content. Oh, I see. If they had additional stuff.
If the manual added another page or something like that.
Remember in the game added extra stuff?
No, they literally just mean like if the manual has extra stuff in it. Which would probably mean the game had extra stuff too.
I was going to say,
but if they're scanning manuals, they would only scan a greatest hits manual if it is significantly different from the first.
I'm referencing a 10-year-old article talking about how they qualified every PS2 game. This is something different. This is talking about how
that would make sense. Sure. So like the Devil May Cry 3 greatest hits would be counted, whereas the first one wouldn't. They would do both of them.
The content is actually different. That makes sense.
There's only a few of those.
Because I count. Like the Super Mario Duck Hunt is a different title than Super Mario and Duck Hunt being separate. It's a different title there. That's cool. Thanks for doing it.
Yep.
We have an update that we updated during the podcast where I didn't hit this button.
Update.
Platinum Games. Bayonetta voice acting shenanigans going on. So Platinum Games put out a tweet in support of the new voice actress, Jennifer Hale, saying, "We at Platinum Games offers our sincerest appreciation to everyone who's contributed to creating Bayonetta series over the years, as well as the community that has served as its foundation. We give full support to Jennifer Hale as a new Bayonetta and align with everything in her statement. We ask people to please refrain from any further comment that would disrespect Jennifer or any of the other contributors to the series." So what had happened was Helena Taylor said that she was only offered $4,000 to reprise her role. Platinum Games said, whoa, wait a minute, that's not right. Put out the statements that was corroborated by everyone. And then Helena Taylor had to backtrack and say, okay, maybe it was more than $4,000. Maybe it really was $15,000. So bad spot. And
this is a classic example of a problem being brought to light that needs to be addressed, and that's the generally low pay and no residuals that voice actors receive for what they do when they, are so much of a character, so much of being a part of a character. But it was brought to light by the wrong person to do it, who, lied by omission, and I still. I think that what she said about the new voice actor was unnecessary.
Well, she didn't lie about omission. She just lied.
Sure.
She straight up just lied. And she also lied about how much...
Well, so when she brought that price up, the statement was later clarified that was for a cameo appearance.
Yeah. So, okay. So either way, she lied.
I'm just saying, she lied, yes, but I'm just saying that one was by omission.
Yeah. She was offered a lot more. She was offered, from what voice actors saying, well more than the standard rate. They said per hours of session. So the voice actors, by and large, what I saw were like, what is she talking about? And then I think that's where I read, she was offered a cameo after she declined to come in as the main character.
Right.
$4,000 for a cameo is better than nothing. I guess they wanted to have her in as some show of respect for it. So yeah, so it's been a mess. The game is now getting reviewed and it's out there. Yeah, It's good to that. It's what it also shows is how people will just jump to, and I'm not saying you should always take what people say seriously, but you have to have different facts for these stories. You can't just say, well, Platinum Games is only $4,000 to reprise Bayonetta, and that wasn't true. And so you have to wait till more facts come out and just jump down and go after Platinum Games, because she was trying to hurt the entire franchise. And the valuation she gave that I saw the people say, which is crazy, saying it was like a franchise worth $450 million, and people are like, no, it's not. This is not a hugely popular game.
No, it's a cult hit.
So like, it's just, the whole situation is just strange.
It's got an 89 on Metacritic, a lot of 9s, a lot of 10s. People seem to be enjoying it.
Yeah.
So there we go.
And harassing the new voice actor is just ridiculous.
Yeah, that I did not like.
That's ridiculous. Yeah. I don't have a transition to go to ultimatenor.com. But if you go there, you can get the books, Super Nintendo and NES next to Bob the Brain Heenan, the GOAT. You got RBI baseball stickers. I didn't sell out of those at Retropalooza. I usually do.
What?
The RBI baseball stickers. I brought about 15 or 16. I didn't sell out. We have the pins, the stickers, the limited T-shirts if you're size small. We got the smalls left, and medium my man shirts. If you're medium or small, we have the shirts for you.
We sure do.
At ultimatenintendo.com. I have no conventions to be at until December. That's great. I'm going to be on Twitch Wednesday. Shocktober continues, the last week of Shocktober. Twitch.tv/ContraCode. Ian will not be there.
No,
unfortunately, he will not be there. And then I'm on Cameo, cameo.com/PatContry. Miniclip has shut down its servers for its games, except for a couple. I have no familiarity with Miniclip at all.
Why is this up here? I don't know anything about it either.
This article was sent to us. So this was this was 2000s Flash games.
Yeah, basically it was like a Flash game site.
I'm guessing at some point it was popular. It's UK based. I don't know about it, but it goes to show you how
kind of like a Newgrounds, a dumping ground for like Flash games and small games and stuff like that.
They got a lot of tweets, 21,000 likes. Rest in peace to a piece of your childhood from Barstool Game Time. Miniclip has officially shut down all its web browser games. 8 Ball Pool and Agario are the only games available. No more Commando, no more Raft Wars. Your childhood is over. So I didn't grow up. I mean, I was in my 20s then, so I can imagine if you're a kid growing up with this stuff and playing it on the computer every day. It's like, for us, it was shareware, 500 games in one or whatever, 100 games in one. For other kids growing up, the Zoomers or whatever, they played these Flash games or web games. That's what they did. So it's gone. Hopefully, I mean, they're saved somewhere. People may have downloaded them, play them on your local.
Yeah,
like how you can do on all the other
Flash stuff.
Yeah, Flash stuff.
You can still download it. Moving on to other sad things. SimCity legend Will Wright is making a metaverse NFT game on the blockchain. That's a really sad headline. That's Luke Plunkett, Kotaku. We brought this up ages ago. Will Wright was saying he was pretty excited about the blockchain, and he was going to make NFT-based games. I think this may not be his first one even. I think he had something smaller out prior. This one is going to be called Voxverse, and it's a social game where you mine stuff, build stuff, and talk to people, and everyone is a squat little voxel-based character. There'll also be real estate that you buy and own.
Real estate!
It's
always about real estate in these games. Be a virtual slumlord.
And then this is Luke Plunkett says basically what I've always said. The project ticks every box for something that should have been announced in May 2021, then quietly shelved 12 months later when the ass fell out of the market. And that's what we've talked about a lot before. A lot of these NFT projects that are just kind of popping up now, where everyone's just kind of having a chuckle at it, is stuff that was clearly in development. And as you said, you throw good after bad, or you throw bad money after good money after bad.
Mm-hmm.
They're popping these out. I just don't see there being any real success here. And it's sad to me to see Will Wright, pumping an NFT game.
I got to read this couple articles here from Luke Plunkett here. I have to read this in the article. It says, oh, and it's also helping to sell NFTs. The game has been designed at Gallium Games, a studio focused on blockchain gaming, founded by both Wright and Carmen Sandiego co-creator Lauren Elliott. What's going on with all these people just getting into the shit? It's really sad.
Know. Who was it?
Carmen Sandiego co-creator Lauren Elliott also is in on this shit.
Awful.
But the Vox characters at the heart of the project aren't new characters. They're an existing line of NFTs, which include licensed tie-ins from stuff like Trolls and The Walking Dead. The Vox characters are sold by crypto firm Gala Games, who have spent $25 million funding Voxverse. That's this, I guess, universe of this shit.
Yeah, that's what I said. That's the name of it.
Jesus God.
Mm-hmm.
This is just ridiculous.
That's bad.
Well,
man.
it's gonna. There was an article I should have put in about how gamers have rejected every single NFT usage that's come about.
Oh yeah,
there has not been
widely rejected.
So like, so good on gamers out there. For getting this one right. They've all crashed and burned. Ubisoft ones. What other ones have crashed and burned? Square Enix is trying to do their shit. I don't think that's
but I don't
work
think
out.
Anything's going. Starbucks. Remember when we talked about Starbucks?
Has Sega tried something with NFTs?
Yeah, they did.
They tried. They're doing an NFT game. They're doing one. The last article I saw, Sega's. This is from Gamer. Sega's new blockchain game is doomed to repeat history. So that's going to be a failure. They're all going to fucking fail. It's ridiculous. Yeah, it's just sad, Ian.
It's bad.
You know, it's not sad. Sakurai in his YouTube channel.
Yeah.
Yeah. Did you see this, Ian? I watched some of this. This was fun.
Yes, I did. Some of the early Smash Brothers stuff was interesting. I like the people shapes. Red man, blue man, green man, and silver man up there.
Dragon King the fighting game. That's what it was going to be. And it's early prototype footage, 4-player action. It's Smash Brothers. They're just
it's interesting to me. I never knew that Smash Brothers was supposed to be something else before it became Smash Brothers. And what a genius move that was. If it had come out as Dragon King whatever, people would probably remember it as a cult favorite.
I was going to say, I think it still would have been popular, like semi-popular. Sure. This is really interesting.
It'd be a cult hit because it's got it's got interesting game mechanics, but I don't think it would have taken off nearly as much as it did when suddenly you have a Nintendo fighting game.
It would have depended on what characters they would have came up with it. Like if they created interesting characters for it, like how with F-Zero they created all new characters, maybe there would have been one or two that stood out that would have been like Nintendo favorites.
Sure.
But yes, it would not have been nearly as popular. No. It would have been like, I don't know, what's a Nintendo first party game that was popular but then faded away. I don't know, like 1080 snowboarding or something that was popular for the time, but then it faded away.
Yeah.
But then it was interesting because they revealed in here that like there were retailers were not on board with using Nintendo characters. Like they said, this is not going to be good.
Really? Yeah. Retailers weren't on board with it?
I believe that's in here. Yeah.
Interesting. And I guess this is not new information. The article says it's new to me, but I guess it's been known, and there's been some blurry screenshots. But basically just to get like video from the guy himself is pretty cool.
But interesting because it echoes things that I saw happening at a time that I didn't like with fighting games. How fighting games in the mid-90s were coming overly reliant on memorizing combos, and how that was not intuitive. It made a huge barrier level of entry.
Sure.
And how one of the reasons Smash Brothers is so popular is because the controls are so simple.
Easy to get into, but hard to master.
Controls are the same. Controls are the same for every character.
Yep.
That is super important. But then the behavior of the characters differs. But at least you can learn the moves and learn it. Yep. You can learn any character probably within a day or two of playing, like, and getting pretty decent if you practice with it as Smash Brothers. Just learning how each one functions. And with, like I said, Killer Instinct, I could barely use one character in Killer Instinct. Like that, I can barely use one. I will never know how to do all the combos and breakers on everyone else. Like I will never get into that. I always liked the games that were more intuitive, fighting games like Tekken, where you can pick up and learn things. Yes, there's special moves, but at least I can get the basics down. Things like that.
Love me some Tekken.
Yeah. And then Smash Bros. Super simple, and that's why they said that we wanted to add like the training modes to this and just make it really accessible as Nintendo's first, fighting game.
Right.
And yeah, it was a nice little 8-minute video. I like Sakurai's couch. It looks very comfortable. A nice leatherish looking couch or cloth couch. There you go. And then there's a second game mentioned that he was more excited about. What the hell is it? It was a little camera game where you switch cameras. What is it? Where is it? Stealth and exploration RC robot adventure game was proposed, and actually at the time I was more excited for that one, and then obviously that one never got going.
Right.
Maybe we'll see it in the future. The original Five Nights at Freddy's game. Yeah, right. Let's talk about some Analog news. This came out right when we recorded the last podcast. We missed it. Analog, makers of fine FPGA consoles, formerly making nice Neo Geo stuff way back in the day. They're doing one final run. Well, there's 3 announcements. The first announcement, this happened on the 16th, for Pocket pre-orders. 95% of all open pre-orders B and C will ship before the end of 2022. Yay! So
That's
there you go.
Good to know, because I think they were projecting into 2023 for C. So it's nice that people will get some of their orders earlier than they expected. The second announcement was the Pocket Carpet adapters. Pocket cartridge adapters will be available for pre-order for $100 on the 21st. This one is contentious. So these were originally supposed to be $29.99 each. I think that was something that they had mentioned. I could be wrong.
Yeah, more importantly, you can order them separately.
Well, initially you were supposed to be able to, but the only one they ever released so far was Game Gear.
So
I believe Game Gear was $29.99.
So it's Game Gear. It's what's the other two?
No, these are not the Game Gear ones. This is Lynx,
Yes.
TurboGrafx, and Neo Geo Pocket.
So those are the 4.
You're right. So the first one, the Game Gear one, was you could pre-order it when you pre-ordered the system, and it came shipped to you, and that one's been available. These 3, I believe, were initially supposed to be available separately, and now they are selling them all in one package.
That's not right. Because you're not gonna have someone that has all these original games.
Yep.
These are 3 extremely different systems. Yes, you could be a fan of all 3, but the odds of one person being a fan of all 3 and having enough games to justify the purchase, it's a much lower amount of people.
I purchased them. I was not exactly happy with the price. It's one of those instances where it's like I felt like they got me by the short hairs.
Mm-hmm.
I wanted them to begin with, and I would have gotten all 3, but what was the original price for the
$30? Well, Game Gear is still $30.
$30. So this is $30 per adapter plus a $10 premium plus like a $20 shipping fee.
Let me give you an example. Like I was gung ho on 2 out of the 3. Like Atari Lynx. Yes, we need a better way to play that. To make this a Turbo Express, basically, yes, I own maybe 1 or 2 Neo Geo Pocket Color games, and that's because I bought them just here the way I've never played it before, so I would have no frame of reference for that.
Sure.
And Ian was probably like, "Well, I'd be into the first 2, TurboGrafx and Neo Geo Pocket Color, but maybe Lynx. Maybe I'm not a Lynx fan."
Yeah, yeah, exactly. And I have been looking at Lynx games because I knew the adapter was coming out, and I was going to buy it. But yes, I just think it's.
I own like 30 to 40 Lynx games because I've come across them, and I think it's a really kitschy, cute system that didn't get its day in the sun like it should have.
Sure,
but it's it's a bad decision to do that, unless I don't know if a flash card exists for Neo Geo Pocket Color.
It does. It does.
So
my buddy makes it.
I would be forced to get a flash card in order to justify the purchase of getting all 3. Otherwise, I have no personal purpose use of for that Neo Geo Pocket one. But okay, sure. Either way, it's good that they're finally coming available because they're now a year and a half after this was released. When did this originally come out? Was it early 2000?
2021.
Yeah. So it's
fall of 2021.
It's only been a year. Okay.
Yep.
Okay. So there you go. But at least you're gonna be able to get them
because I took it home. My first trip with it was when I went home for Christmas and then got COVID. And then the third is they are doing the last run of Super NT and Mega SG. They're doing them for $199. I am tempted to do the get in on the Super NT run.
To do the Genesis one. Cross.
So I will say that I do. I love the Super, the Mega SG. I think it's great. Mega SG with a flash cartridge, and I'm in business.
Yes, they did send us one of each to review.
You took the Super NT and I took the Mega SG.
So maybe we'll crisscross and we'll do the other.
Right. So yeah, those were provided to us for free, but I do love the system. It's a very good system.
I have fun playing it. There's nothing else you can ask for about that, really. I mean, going forward, that's what's going to help keep this stuff alive, for sure.
And then lastly, real quick, and this I don't have a lot of info on. I've honestly just been using my Pocket to play Game Boy games and Game Gear games. I haven't updated it since the first update when I got it. But apparently there's lots of core stuff going on there, and it's turning into it's becoming more and more kind of a powerhouse of a system where you can play just about anything on.
You just load all the cores on it.
Load the cores, load the ROMs, throw it in your dock, and there you go.
I don't have a dock, do I? Did I get a dock? Or you got the dock?
I bought a dock. I don't know if you got a dock sent with you.
Okay, I have to check that.
I think you did. And if not, you got that one dock from someone at a convention who made their own dock.
I thought they gave you that. I got one of those?
We each got one.
Really? Okay, I got to see where I put that.
Yeah, it was like a 3D printed homemade dock, but we each got one.
Okay, cool. I think I have my Analog Pocket folder. It's right over there. I got to see if I got that. That'd be interesting to put on the TV. I think I originally tried that and had you had a little bit of issues.
I had issues with the original with the dock when it was in like its review state.
Yeah,
after it got its firmware update, it was a lot more stable.
That's good. All right, and now some sad news. Pink Gorilla had sad news before. They got broken into last year at least once. There was an armed robbery that happened. This is up in Seattle. This is the store owned by Cody and our pal Kelsey. And there's a news clip about this. No one was hurt, thankfully. The person robbed games. They got cards. What was it, like Yu-Gi-Oh cards or whatever? And scary. And it's a shame. And this happens.
Armed robbery in the middle of the day. It's awful, and I feel for my friends, and I don't really know what else to say about it. I'm just very happy everyone's safe.
Metal Jesus commented, "This is terrible news. Sadly, parts of downtown Seattle are just too dangerous right now. Maybe it's time to move that location to someplace safer." And that's what can happen when crime goes out of control. You'll see it get worse and worse when if people feel unsafe, they'll move out. They'll move their businesses. They'll move out, and then it's like a downward spiral. So hopefully, things are turned around in that area, and hopefully the person is brought to justice here. Because unfortunately, if this stuff goes unpunished, it enables some bad actors to try to do more of this. So hopefully they find this person and bring him to justice. There. Sad stuff.